Welcome to the topic on needs, wants, managing expenses, and obtaining surplus. By the end of this topic, you will be able to differentiate between needs and wants, be able to define expenses and surplus, and identify different types of expenses in a common household. Needs are the things we require to live. These are the things we need every day. For example, clothes, house, food and water. Wants are things we want, but we can also live without them. It's good to have them, but not necessary. For example, gift and makeup products. A person has to decide very carefully what he/she will choose in terms of needs or wants. Needs are things that are safe, important, and part of our everyday lives. Wants perceive things as insecure, useless, or rejected in our daily lives. A need is important requirement. On the other hand, a want can be a desire. Purchases of a want can be postponed or avoided completely. Needs are an individual's basic requirements that must be fulfilled for survival. Wants are the goods and services which an individual likes to have in order to improve the quality of his or her life. Needs are limited, whereas wants can be unlimited. Needs represent necessity, whereas wants represent desire. Needs are essential for survival, whereas wants are not essential for survival. Needs mostly remain constant over time, whereas wants may change over time. Non-fulfillment of needs may result in the onset of disease or death. Non-fulfillment of wants can result in disappointment. In order to reduce expenses and create surplus, we must decide between needs and wants. Make a list of your needs and wants. Compare your spending list to your needs and wants. Identify which expenses can be cut to improve savings. Expense is money that is spent to meet your day-to-day needs. In the context of business, expenditure is the money spent for various business activities. Personal expenses include spending on food, medical expenses, house rent, bill payment, school fees. Business expenses include renting machinery or vehicles, cost of electricity, labor, transportation of products, manufacturing cost of products. When you have control over your expenses, you will be left with more money. Let's see what it is. Keep track of your income and expenses to understand where your money goes. For example, keep track of your grocery bills, electricity and water bills, entertainment expenses. Set a limit on spending. For example, you decide to watch a movie only once a month. Avoid using your credit card on unnecessary expenses and avoid borrowing or lending money. Review your expenses regularly and spend wisely. Example, don't buy something that isn't urgently needed because it's at a discounted price. Let's see how we control our business expenses. Review product and service providers on a regular basis. This will help you figure out if there are cheaper, equally good products available. Example, we can review tea leaves at the tea shop to see if they are good or not. Change the price of your goods according to the market scenario. For example, if tea leaves are getting expensive, you may have to increase the price of tea in your tea shop. What is surplus? Surplus is the amount of money that is left after all your needs are met. For example, you had a fixed budget of 2,500 rupee to buy groceries for the house. You spend only 2,000 rupee to buy good quality groceries for the family. So, here 500 rupees is your surplus that you have. In business, it is the extra money left over after deducting all the costs of manufacturing and supply. For example, you had a fixed budget of 1,500 rupee to buy biscuits for your tea shop. You spend only 1,200 rupees for good quality but less decorative biscuits. So, here 300 rupees is your surplus. Thank you.